All right, Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing His word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And this is not going to be too long of a lesson. And, I just wanted to hint or go into a topic, concerning the judgment upon, all the nations that have spoiled Israel and continuously spoil Israel to this day. you know, and this is due to, Israel's wickedness. All right, but we are coming into the times where the Lord is going to judge these other nations. All right. Now I just had a run-in with the person. I was trying to buy some a little snack or something at the gas station over here. Where it's predominantly Jake, predominantly Southern Kingdom. And I went to grab the snack. And it was expired. And I was like, damn, shit, this shit is breaking apart. This shit is old. Jake happened to come out of nowhere and told me that, everything is expired really in all these gas stations where Jake is, spanning from like where I was, to maybe like 3 or 4, maybe 3 to 5 miles down the road. All the gas stations, have expired food. And, this just really comes from the lack of care and the disregard of Jake. And though it goes into the oppression of Jake. But, we know that the Lord said in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that what? This would take place for our wickedness. Okay? For our disobedience towards the Lord. And from that disobedience towards to the Lord, all right, we will go into captivity and we will be underneath our nations and they would oppress us. But now we're living in a time of what? We're waking up. All right, and the Lord's judgment is going to come down upon all these other nations. But I got a couple precepts I'm going to get here and I'm going to get on out of here. It's not going to be a long lesson. This is First Maccabees chapter 2. So these nations, they're going to pay. All these nations, Esau, Elam, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, because they've all been living deliciously off of our oppression and captivity. So now the Lord is going to reverse this reality so that his people rule and these other heathen nations go into captivity under them. All right, this is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 7. He said, "Woe is me, wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?" And that's what we see when we see the oppression of Jake. All right, when we see Jake catching hell and being just completely disregarded by these other nations. Us in this truth, we go through it, we experience it, but we're also watching our people go through it. So we're in the stead, all right, of the Maccabees brothers, man, watching our people, the misery of our people, man. And it's due, a lot of our people are completely wicked, so they're getting what they deserve, but it's it's a sad thing to see. All right, but the Lord is just, so these are the things that our people are paying for, and ultimately our people are going to pay for what? Their murder of Yahweh, the Lord, the Son of the Most High Yahweh. He said, "Woe is me, wherefore I was born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, Jerusalem." So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites. The holy city is a people before a place. "And to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, which we are currently in now, the hand of Esau, our enemy." Deuteronomy 28:68. "And the sanctuary into the hand of the strangers. Her temple is become as a man without glory." All right, this is why you see Jake. Jake's in a low condition. All right, Jake is strung out on drugs. Jake is in a completely heathenistic mindset in these last days. All right, Jake has no wealth. Jake lives in the slums, in the barrios, and on the reservations. All right, so our people are as a temple that, or as a man without glory. All right, it says her temple has become as a man without glory, because ultimately our temple, all right, is now what? The elect. All right, and there's been countless times where other heathen nations, one of them being Esau, all right, there's been accounts of them sacking our temple, burning our place of worship. All right, and this took place during what? The time of the Babylonians, when they asked the Edomites to help them burn our temple, during the time of the Greeks, during the time of the Romans. You see? So there's going to be judgment coming forth unto the earth for these things, man. All right. Verse 9, her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. Verse 10, what nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? So these nations that have, as in the book of the parable with Lazarus and the rich man, those dogs that came to lick the sores, which is basically symbolic for these other nations taking advantage of Jake while we're in the lower state. These nations are about to pay, and ultimately it's going to be by what? Thermonuclear destruction. All right, and the Lord is going to complete for us and protect His city. Me and the brother Big Ock here, I die now, and here in Great Millstone, Chicago. You know, we were going into how the Lord came to defend Israel. You know, really the remnant. All right, in the ancient world. You know, first during the time with King David. All right, came over the Lord with the chariots, came over the mulberry trees, and then again during the time of Hezekiah, all right, against the attack of the Assyrians. So the Lord is going to defend His city in this time now, His elect. All right, that's why you're seeing these so-called UFOs, as the so-called white man calls them. Those are the chariots of the remnant salvation. All right, that's what it speaks on when in the book of Isaiah, the 26th chapter. Come and enter into the chambers to talk about those chariots. This is Obadiah 1 and 15. Let's open it up. Obadiah 1:15. Obadiah 15, excuse me. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. That's what's happening. That's why what's taking place on the earth is taking place. That's why, all right, the whole reality has been shaken up by this truth, because now it's time for judgment. Now it's time to pay. There's no more oppressing Jake. There's no more, because we have gotten the victory through this truth. All right, the elect have, the elect have obtained it, as the scripture says, and the rest were blinded. All right, so now we're coming into the time of that judgment. All right, and all you nations are going to pay for what you did, and you're going to pay for this continuance of oppression upon our people. All right, by way of what? Judgment and destruction, and that's what the Lord is bringing. That's why this judgment is near upon all the heathen, including our people that don't want to get right. All right, Obadiah 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, oppressing Jake, giving Jake expired food, feeding Jake pork, all right, putting different types of chemicals into Jake, all right, through the Tuskegee experiment. All these things that you nations have done, you're going to have to pay for these things, man. It says, what? All the things you've done, it says, it shall be done unto thee. All right, starting with Esau. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, Israel, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. So judgment is going to be upon these heathen, and the Lord's judgment is going to be terrible for you heathen, man. It said that Esau himself, his nation, they're going to receive double, right along with you heathens, man. You're going to be in captivity with Esau. You East Indians, you Pakistanis, you Arabs, you Chinese people, which are the Moabites, you Ammonites, which are the Japanese. All right, all you heathen nations, you are going into captivity. You are going to be our slaves next. All right, and yes, we are going to really rule you with a rod of iron, as the Lord said, man. That means we're going to rule you harshly in righteousness. That's the blessing, and that's the inheritance. The Lord is actually giving us, you heathen, as an inheritance. First, He's going to give it to Yahushua, and then Yahushua is going to do what? Split the spoil with the house of David, with the elect. All right, so we're going to be trading you heathens. We're going to be trading all you Edomites, all you different types of heathens, just as you traded us. Okay? It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So we're going to come into power. This is the beginning of it, man. All right. This is Jeremiah 25 verse 31. Let's open this up. Jeremiah 25:31. It says, a noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord hath a controversy with the nations. See? So the Lord has a problem. He has an issue with you nations for what you've been doing to us. And yeah, it's going to get paid back. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. See? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, and the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. So the Lord is going to bring forth that judgment via what? He's going to use the chariots. He's going to use his men. All right, and there's going to be a lot of dead carcasses in these last days, man. From what? The Lord's judgment. It says here, it says that the slaying of the Lord, see, read it again. It says, and he will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword. It says, verse 33, I'm going to skip down to it. It says, and the slain, the killing, all right, the murdered of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. So it's going to be a lot of dead corpse all over the earth from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua's judgment, all right, concerning the controversy of Israel. All right, he's coming to render the judgment due to the nations that have oppressed us. All right, and rightfully so. Last scripture, Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation, which means the righteous anger and judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is upon all nations. Just Edom, all nations. Just Elam, all nations. Just Ammon, all nations. And his fury upon all their armies. So the Lord, your little armies that you're building, your space stations, your nukes, all those are designed and were given to you by Yahweh Shem Yahshua anyway. Your tanks, your helicopters, all these things the Lord is going to destroy and melt, man. Wait till you see the Lord's army, man. This is why we have confidence in teaching this truth, because we understand what power is behind us, man. It's our power. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Esau knows this. The other nation knows this. They know who we are and they know what time it is. The indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. So the Lord is going to get busy on their armies and all these militaries on the earth. So we don't have nothing to worry about. We just have to serve our power. All right. It says he hath utterly destroyed them. That's present. That's future tense. It's already written for you other nations to go down. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. See? Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. See? So the Lord is coming to do damage. The Lord is coming to war with these nations. Read Revelation 6, read Revelation 19. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And it goes into the sacrifice, and that's going into the sacrifice of you Edomites here in America, because the Lord is going to send those missiles over here. All right, ultimately for the cherry on the top, as concerning the judgment for you other nations over here in America that have been conglomerate with Esau and oppressing the Israelites. You're going to be melted. All right, you're going to be sacrificed. All right, via thermonuclear destruction. All right, so you nations, you got a lot to pay for. This is just a glimpse. You're getting a small piece through the prophets of the things to come, man. All right, and it's rightfully so. Look what you've done to our people, and you continuously do to this day, man. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Just something quick and to the point. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom and a Baba Ball.